What's going on, everybody? My name is C4. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're here for a new Madden 24 rebuild of the Atlanta Falcons. As voted on by you guys, I went on the old Twitterverse and said, like literally right now, there's a hurricane. Hurricane is coming. Power hasn't started to flicker, but this video might not even get out to you guys. My plan is for this to be out on Saturday. Name another YouTuber that is uploading and working during a freaking hurricane, putting my system at risk in case there's like a surge or some shit. But we're trying our best to keep the upload streak here alive every day since Madden 24 dropped. So I went on old Twitter and said, hey, what team are we rebuilding? And the first one that came through, I was going to rebuild. And we got a suggestion for the Atlanta Falcons. An interesting roster, to say the least. And let it be known, Atlanta was the runner-up for me in my main channel franchise in Madden 24. Ended up going with the Arizona Cardinals just for a little bit more of like just getting the worst team. Because, I mean, push comes to shove for the Falcons. It came down to just really one guy was kind of the reason why, and I don't believe in Desmond Ridder. So I was like, all right, clearly a team that I think I would need to go get a quarterback. So that's a plus. But they have one of my favorite players in the NFL, Kyle Pitts. What he did at the University of Florida with Kyle Trask, with Kadarius Toney, best team we've had since the Tebow era. So I really like that. And I think there is interesting pieces on this squad, both on offense and on defense. You have some veterans here. You got Lindstrom, who is a great player, but now you're trying to work and operate with just an absurd contract for an offensive guard. 6 years, 63 mil. Got like some of those a $20 million cap for a guard. That is tough. Outside of that, though, you got Matthews, who's like, him and Jason Kelce, like the two Iron Man of the NFL right now in terms of starts. You got Matthew Bergeron, a guard out of Syracuse, brings you some guard tackle versatility, but most importantly, he is Canadian. That is awesome that more and more Canadians are making that leap to the NFL and not just as like when I was a kid, we had Mike Vanderjagt, the idiot kicker for the Colts. That was the only guy from Canada that played. Now, we got Bergeron, we got Claypool, we have Javon Holland, we got Chase Brown, we got Sidney Brown amongst Bergeron. We got a couple other guys for sure. So that is pretty cool. So pulling for him. For the skill position spots, you got Drake London, guy that I wasn't particularly high on in the 2022 NFL draft, but he looks promising. There's definitely some upside there. 6'4", jump ball, and for a little bit it looks like they're just trying to get height here, man. Drake London, you got Mac Hollins, 6'2", 6'3", Kyle Pitts, 6'6". They're trying to build a basketball team for jump balls for Desmond Ridder, who might be the guy. I mean, I don't want to dislike him. I think what he did at Cincinnati, bringing them to the college playoff as like what everyone wanted to see was like an underdog team make it was great. But I just felt like he was like one of those guys that was like a solid to good college quarterback, and I just never. I don't know. I'm not buying. I'm not buying the stock right now. But we're gonna give him an honest shot. We'll give him probably 2 seasons. We'll be like the window of seeing how well he plays. We think, and if you watch my videos, Atlanta does tend to do pretty well. So I'm optimistic that maybe Ridder can develop into our guy. But who is going to develop into our guy? It's not Cordero Patterson. It's not Tyler Algier, who we might actually try to trade to see what kind of value we can get. But it is the man that they selected with the 8th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, Bijan Robinson out of Texas. Maybe a slightly surprising pick for the Atlanta Falcons, given the fact that Algier went over 1,000 yards. And what we saw week 1, still more than capable to be their RB1, but they went out and got the best offensive player that wasn't, skill position that wasn't a quarterback, depending on your thoughts of Bryce Young in particular. But Bijan Robinson looks pretty ridiculous. Like, it looks like, it's going to be tough to replicate this in Madden, but it looks like, you're going to have lots of Algier, and you're going to have Bijan Robinson kind of be like that weapon. He's going to line up in the backfield. He's going to line up a wide receiver, and he is just a complete football player, an outstanding football player. I think they actually dogged him a little bit on the 70 catching. Probably going to bump that up a little bit just to represent how much of a weapon he is. But I will tell you right now, sorry, Cordero Patterson, we'll utilize, as a gadget player until his contract runs out. But Bijan Robinson is firmly going to be this offense. Defense is very much a work in progress. Struggled a year ago getting pressure after the quarterback. Went out and got a veteran in Calais Campbell. They got Onyemata. You got Grady Jarrett, the staple of this defense. He's probably the old head of this defense, right? Looking at everyone that's here, he's probably been here the longest. Playing at a high level for the longest. So, that front three is not brutal. It's definitely for a 5-year rebuild, though. Getting up there in age just a little bit. So, we're probably going to have to shuffle in some fresh young talent. On the other side, we have for pass rushers, Wenzel Carter, Bud Dupree. We have Arnold Ebiketie. And I think we're going to move him to right outside linebacker and have him start over Bud Dupree. There's no reason why, for a team that doesn't have a lot of depth trait players on the defensive side of the ball, we really want to stunt his growth. So we're going to move Arnold Ebiketie. See, I hate this shit, man. I move one guy, and it just botches the whole... whatever, I'll do it later. God, that's brutal. Middle linebacker, we got Troy Anderson and Caden Ellis. Troy Anderson, unfortunately, seems like a lot better in Madden than he is in real life, but we'll try to develop him just because of what he's done for us on the channel in Pink Slips. We have Richie Grant and Jesse Bates, big fish that the Falcons were able to land in free agency, stealing away from the Cincinnati Bengals. Had 2 interceptions week 1. He's an awesome player, absolutely an awesome player. I remember when he left as like a 20-year-old at Wake Forest. I think he was a sophomore, redshirt sophomore. He's a baller, man. Absolute baller. It's just the nature of the business, right? Cincinnati, very talented roster, very expensive roster, can't pay everyone, and the Atlanta Falcons able to pounce on that one. You got A.J. Terrell, superstar corner, one of the most, even 88 superstar, I think it's still valid to say that he might be underrated. You got Mike Hughes, you got Jeff Okudah. They're kind of stockpiling some of these high-round picks at corner and see if they can pan out. I really like the selection of Clark Phillips III out of Utah. I think he's a great nickel. I'm going to have him actually start in the nickel for us as a rookie to see if we can potentially roll a dev trade. I want to have a couple rookies to get on the field. I mean, how many we got? We go with Phillips, that's 1, and you got Bijan Robinson on the offensive side of the ball. So my goal is going to be, let's win offensive and defensive rookie of the year. Roll a couple depth traits, get a great start here in year 1, and start the building blocks for what is going to be a team that is going to continue our streak here in Madden 24 of every rebuild yielding a Super Bowl victory. I've had some people who have commented, not some, I think there's been 3 people, but it made me think that they don't care that I've been putting these in the rebuilds. They'd rather not have me showing the training camp. So I'm just going to use Bijan. I always just did it, honestly, just to show, like, the rookies, right? The big 9 players, having some fun with it. But I'm only going to do Bijan here. And if this is something that you guys don't care for, that could shave off, 3 minutes, 2-3 minutes total time of a rebuild, let me know. Or if you like seeing me throw in the training camp, sometimes a rage-tage, montage type deal, let me know to keep it in. Love to get you guys' feedback on it. Ooh, maybe I need to start recording this more. We got as you can see, we got a dev trade. Guess who I got the dev trade for? Guess. Right now, predictions in the comments. We'll leave a little surprise. And this is all because one guy said he didn't like these. That's the only reason why I wasn't even freaking recording this. And I'll tell you right now, if you in the comments rushed, typed in as fast as you could, the stud linebacker from Pink Slips, Troy freaking Anderson, you'd be wrong. We got it on Clark Phillips III, rookie corner out of Utah. We'll take that, man. Again, I think he's going to be a big-time player for us. So we found a perfect landing spot for Tyler Algier, sending him to the Baltimore Ravens, who just cannot find a healthy running back. J.K. Dobbins is hurt. Bus Edwards hurt. So we're able to send star dev Tyler Algier, who, I guess, in a way, we could have run 2 running backs, but I don't know. I think I want to go all in on Bijan Robinson. But we have lack of depth at wide receiver. Fair to say. So Devin Duvernay, 76, star dev, and because he's 2 years older, I threw in a mid-round pick, a 4th-round pick, coming back our way. Very happy with that trade. Flip surplus requirement at running back, and we add a wide receiver that likely is going to start for us here in year 1 and maybe longer. God damn it. The Falcons get off to a hot start. We go 2-0 with a weekly award winner of our week 2 victory with Desmond Ridder trying to prove that he can be the guy. 240 yards, 3 touchdowns, 22 yards on the ground. Pretty impressive. All right, we won it again. Week 3, we go 3-0 with another weekly award winner, and it goes to Troy Anderson, 13 tackle machine. So our perfect start continues into this Week 5 matchup at home against the 0-4 Houston Texans. This time, however, we have a breakout at wide receiver, and it could honestly be anybody. It could be Devin Duvernay, could be Drake London, and it is Devin Duvernay. The big trade acquisition before the start of the season, sending Tyler Algier. I don't think Tyler Algier is getting breakout scenarios for the Baltimore Ravens right now. So if we could somehow pivot a Algier surplus into bringing in Duvernay and having him become a superstar. Close. We needed, 150 yards just to see. Why was Heineke playing? Oof. Yeah, a little off the mark. Might have had a shot with the touchdowns, but not a great showing. I didn't expect to be this good. Atlanta won week 1, right? They beat Carolina. There's a chance they could be this good this season, I suppose. Maybe I'm not giving Arthur Smith and these guys are building enough credit. But Desmond Ridder has been very good. That is his second player of the week, 330 yards, 3 touchdowns. A.J. Terrell shows up, defensive player of the week, 9 tackles, 2 interceptions. And we have a breakout. I'm going to assume it is for A.J. Terrell. But we also have a breakout for Desmond Ridder. A.J. Terrell trying to make a jump. Literally hiked him up to start this. Previewing the roster as one of the most underrated corners in the NFL. So he's laking and to have a big-time game to become an X factor. And then we have an opportunity here for Desmond Ridder, looking to get off that start, looking to firmly establish himself as our franchise quarterback. As everyone here tries to grill old Arthur, what's his name? Arthur Smith, Mr. FedEx himself. There are 1 or few interceptions, 350 or 4 total touchdowns with Ridder to have a chance to get superstar. Not impossible. Minnesota, not the best defense per se, but they're 5-3. Maybe we'll show a little bit more respect to Brian Flores' defense, but literally just watched last night. Philly just mow them over. Damn. We lost. Did we at least have a good showing? I hate that they don't even show the score anymore. A.J. Terrell did not. He crashed and burned on the dev trait scenario. What about Desmond Ridder? Come on, Dez. Damn. So at the midway point of year 1, 8-2, awesome top 10 offense. Defense is 3rd. What? We gotta show some respect to what the Falcons are doing here. Well, up first for contract, we have Devin Duvernay. Didn't just trade for him to let him leave immediately, so we'll see if we can offer him a decent offer here. And we get him to sign on the dotted line. Now, he's playing well. He's already had a breakout scenario. We have Jeff Okudah, another player. They made a trade for him. I think there's definitely room for him to develop. So we'll go 3 years, 16.5, get that locked in, reasonable money. We have a nice amount of salary cap here as well. See if we can get Calais Campbell back on a 1-year deal. He might retire at 37 years old. He's a familiar player that could potentially retire. As much as Cordell Patterson is a nice gadget player. Right now, he's strictly return man. I don't think we can allocate $12 million to strictly a return man at this point. And really, last piece of business, we got to pick up Kyle Pitts, 5th-year option. So doesn't look like we're going to have a crazy amount of salary cap space for this first free agency period, but might have enough to make a splash. Maybe splash and a little depth move. I don't know. We'll see. Speaking of breakouts, Bijan. Okay, this is going to be tough. Probably just, this is just going to be nothing because it's very unlikely that he hits this. But he is Bijan Robinson. I like the fact that my rookie running back, superstar dev, is like, you know what? Let's just try to get this X factor out of the way as a rookie. Maybe I should have just got an X factor to begin with, which I do think is potential. But we did get a win. Moved to 9-2. And unfortunately, no historic performance for Bijan, no X factor just yet. They keep on rolling, man. Have a Week 14 divisional game against the 5-7 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are luckily not the feared Buccaneers that we saw in Madden 23. Desmond Ridder, second time this season, looking to make that jump from star to superstar. And you know what? That just at least shows me that this is going to be a favorable franchise to him. If he's getting multiple opportunities to get dev trades in season, he's not like Owen Papo, for an example, in our Cardinals franchise. We're just like, it just doesn't feel like he's ever going to get anything. It feels like they're trying to force feed a dev trade for Desmond Ridder. We get the win. We move to 11-2, which is incredible. Damn it, not too much. Come on, Ridder. Step it up. I did not see this. I thought we were going to be good. I thought we were going to overachieve. I thought we might get 11 wins, 10, 11 wins, double digits. 15-2, 1 seed, number 1 offense, number 2 defense. I need to now, stash this in the memory bank that if we're ever having a frustrating rebuild, we can't get it together. We need to look at poaching a coordinator from a team, not from the Kansas City Chiefs, of course. That's off limits. Maybe also Dallas offense. But if we look outside the box, man, I knew Atlanta was good. Did not think this good, especially year 1. Our team, this is the worst our team's going to be. 83 overall, still finding a way to go 15-2. Tied for the Buffalo Bills, the best record, but an 8-game winning streak. All the momentum rolling the playoffs. I'll adjust because sometimes this is when you fall flat on your face. You don't want to pull the Dallas Cowboys. Give me one playoff win. Just give me one. Let me get one win of the Arthur Smith, Desmond Ridder era, if that's what we're going to call this. It's the Bijan Robinson era. Look at the stats there. Bijan Robinson, third in rushing. 1,600 yards, 19 touchdowns. You gotta love to see that. Take a look at the rest of the stats here. Really interested to see how Ridder, not bad. Got player of the week, I think 3 times. 3,600 yards, 32 touchdowns, 5 picks. 32-5 is outstanding, especially Madden 24, man. It's still taking used to. I think this is probably our 7th or 8th rebuild. And just the drop-off, man. There is a clear sim drop-off in passing numbers from Madden 23 to Madden 24. So, like, at Madden 23, it felt like if you weren't hitting at least 30 passing touchdowns, almost regardless of what team you're on, it was a bad year. In Madden 24, I think if you're breaking 30, it's a pretty good year. Unless you're one of the, I think Cincinnati, Kansas City, Dallas are like the big 3 that you might see 40+. But 32 for Desmond Ridder in his first full season as a starter. I'm optimistic we can build around this guy. But Bijan Robinson, 1,600 yards, 19 touchdowns, averaged 97 a game. I think he probably has locked up Offensive Rookie of the Year. He might have even locked up Running Back of the Year. We could very well be sinking a goddamn Bijan Robinson X Factor going into year 2, which would be huge to have just that type of playmaker on your offense. Devin Duvernay goes for 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns. Great investment as our slot wide receiver in that trade. Kyle Pitts almost broke 1,000 yards as a tight end, which is very difficult to do. Drake London, solid year. We'll round that up generously. 800 yards, 7 touchdowns. I will take that. Defensively, Troy Anderson, tackle machine, 123 tackles. Sacks, not brutal for a 3-4 team. 9.5 sacks for Lorenzo Carter, 9 for Arnold Ebiketie, 4 for Calais Campbell, 3 for Grady Jarrett, but the TFLs are pretty solid for the D linemen there. And generally, I don't have great success with 3-4 teams. I think given the fact that, like, both these guys, like Lorenzo Carter's 78, 77, and Arnold Ebiketie's like 75, the fact that we're getting those type of pass numbers, if we can find a premier pass rusher, I'm optimistic, man. They're going to go to the absolute moon here with the Atlanta Falcons. 6 picks for A.J. Terrell, leading the squad. Happy with that number as well. Looking at the yearly awards, MVP goes to, of course, Dak Prescott. With Desmond Ridder coming in number 8. Coach of the Year, clearly going to Arthur Smith in this case. Definitely overachieved. Offensive Player of the Year, Dak Prescott. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Demario Davis. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to our boy Bijan Robinson. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Byron Young of the L.A. Rams. Dak gets quarterback. Saquon beats out Bijan for running back of the year. That's a little annoying. Chris Lindstrom makes top 5 for offensive lineman of the season. Arnold Ebiketie just outside the top 5 for linebackers. He's a guy putting a lot of pressure on him, man. I want him to develop. I want him to become a nice pass rusher for us. And he started out very nicely. A.J. Terrell, runner-up for best defensive back. Just up going to Bryce Callen. I think, like, in real life right now is a free agent. I only know that because Philadelphia is down a nickel corner right now, maybe for the season. And he might be the best available option if we don't call Arizona and try to land a Budda Baker. So, I mean, out of all those, maybe the most cheesed is A.J. Terrell. Just because he won that award might help propel him up to an X Factor, which would be gigantic for the defensive side of the ball. But we start our playoff journey here against the 10-7 Green Bay Packers, who have a pretty good offense, man. The Jordan Love era in Green Bay starting out pretty nice, but 15-2 to the 1 seed in the NFC. We can't be one and done. Give me just one playoff win. I'm not going to be greedy. We get the playoff win. We get a weekly award. Duvernay and Troy. Duvernay, 5 catches, 205 yards, 3 touchdowns. That is insane. Troy Anderson got a pick 6 to win Player of the Week. We have a breakout, I think, for Troy Anderson, which I think, I mean, I would say usually this is where we just roll our eyes and say we're taking on Dallas. But, I will say if Dallas is this one. Troy Anderson getting a potential dev trade up to a star would definitely be quite literally a silver lining for this matchup. But I say we usually worry about rolling a Dallas Cowboy playoff. This Atlanta team, I think we might have an equal cheese right now. This is cheese versus cheese. Which team is going to be lactose intolerant first? Which team is going to run to the bathroom and just destroy a toilet? Damn. I mean, there you go. What happened? Tail of the tape. Dak did the thing. Tony Pollard did the thing. Bijan did not. Desmond Ridder did not. But while we're here, good start. Couldn't ask for a better start. Holy shit, we kicked the fuck out of Green Bay. 49, whatever. Did we get at least the breakout for Troy? Fuck, we got nothing out of this. So in closing, we at least got Bijan Robinson at the end of his rookie season up to a 91 X factor. Gigantic, big time boost, exactly what we needed. And anytime you can get that dev trait, now we have two between him and Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts maintained it, which I wasn't really worried about it. Devin Duvernay goes up to superstar. Had the in-season dev trait that we missed on, but the fact that we flipped depth running back for a superstar wide receiver, that we developed into a superstar wide receiver, that we made the right call that this guy would thrive in our system, which is exactly what happened. That is awesome. We did see the retirement of Cordero Patterson, who might very well end up being in the Hall of Fame as a return man, so kudos to him. On the defensive side, for dev traits, Troy Anderson didn't get a star. That is brutal. No dev traits, I don't think. Maybe Lorenzo Carter was normal. He's up to a star, but other than that, man, God. What is it with middle linebackers not going up dev? Is Troy Anderson going to be our version of Ohm Papo here? Also, notice Calais Campbell retired. So we got, Calais Campbell, Cordero. Appreciate it, fellas. Two legends. And go to the free agency. Not a ridiculous class across the board, to be honest with you. And that's just kind of the trend that we've noticed. I pondered potentially throwing money at Josh Allen here. Interest meter wasn't crazy. I didn't want to stack up a couple of low interest guys. But I do think we need to get maybe more of an established guy. And Troy Anderson can be the number 2. No offense to Caden Ellis. So we're going to throw some money here at Jordan Brooks. 26-81 star dev linebacker to put the old green dot on his out, let him call the plays, and maybe he will help elevate, Troy Anderson up through the dev traits as well. I will say right now, just to highlight a player for scouting, we shifted our focus to the defensive line, the front three. The number 1 player in this class, he's going to go first overall, I think. Reggie P. Ryan, 6'3", 295, so he'd be a DN in our scheme at AA, double B. Combine looks pretty damn good to a D tackle running a 4.8, 33 reps on the bench. I don't think I can trade up for him, though. I mean, let's just double check. What's the last mock draft have him going? Is he going first overall? He's going second overall, back-to-back. Maybe we'll call it and see what they're looking for number 2. That's quite a jump for us picking, 30, 29, wherever it is. And looking at what they're looking at for the 2 pick, they want 2 first-rounders and Kyle Pitts, 3 first-rounders, 3 second-rounders, or Kyle Pitts. Yeah, all right. Not this year. Okay, I guess something that got broke in the last title update, the draft is gone. Can't see who's going where, so I guess if you, Jesus, come on, guys. What are we doing over there at Madden? Well, we scouted 2 defensive ends, and they are, we're down to 1, which is, I guess, okay, because it kind of eliminates, having to decide and having regret potentially of where we could go. Oof, there's some nice corners, man. Always looking to add to the corner room. And the fact that Okudah and Mike Hughes both didn't go dev. We got Felix Matlock here, 4 Bs, cross the board. Ooh. I mean, that's not a brutal combine, but a little off by solid speed, so he's not necessarily a home run. We got Devin Windsor, top available quarter, A-man, B-press, B-zone, C catching. Don't really care about the catching. And he has elite accelerate. Again, just solid speed. In terms of me having to, not go for a top need. And we got someone like this. David Hendricks, B-press, B-catching. I'm going to guess that he's going to be pretty solid. Great, good. All right, I think we're going to wait on the corners. I think we go with the D-tackle we scout here. Richard Nance, A tackle, A block shed, B. This is as generic of a 3-4 defense. He's probably going to be a 74. It's honestly going to come down to the dev trait. The fact that he's elite strength, I feel optimistic of a dev. Damn. Please be like 75 then. Man, this guy is intriguing. Niles Austin, not Miles. Niles, 6'5". We got B-man, A press, and he had the highest vert, 38.5-inch vert, and a 4.5. I'm not going to go now. I'm going to gamble that one of these 2 guys, or maybe we just trade up in the 3rd round to try to select one of them. Whoever's there, potentially. Oh, man, that's really interesting. But I think we got to take another swing here on the defensive line, and we have Vernon Hamlin, 6'3", 292, so he fits the scheme, and the A finesse move, B tackle, elite acceleration, great speed, 35 reps on the bench press. This guy looks give me a dev trade. Come on. We're going to trade up in the 3rd round. Maybe a slight overpay. We gave a 3 of 4 and our 2 6th round picks. And honestly, overpaid, but my board is pretty shot. I don't even know who I'd use with those 2 6s. So with this, we are trading up to grab a corner. And I think Hendricks could be solid, but I just want to see what this might look like. 6'5", man cover corner. Can jump out the goddamn gym. Why? Where are the devs, man? Where are the devs at? So it's a draft class of interesting players with no dev traits. Richard Nance, DN, 74 normal. Hamilton, 71 normal. Austin, 6'5", corner 71 normal. We get a 69 wideout that, of course, has a dev trait. Set my draft board. 99 spec catch. So the computer handled that one for me. The computer's like, you know what? We'll give you the dev trait here. You did enough in the first 3 rounds. Thanks for setting your board. 99 spec catch. Let's go. But we do need to see the player that we pondered trading up for. How damn good is he? Ooh. I would have been upset. For what they were asking for, 70. It was just maybe just one of those draft classes. No one was really that good. What's the dev on this guy? I'm happy with it. Who's the best guy in the class? Yikes. Yeah, gross draft class. So we're going to build off an outstanding year 1. Year 2 kicks off with a lot of familiar faces. An X Factor now in Bijan. A superstar in Devin Duvernay. We added a man that slipped through the cracks in the draft. Jason Hayward out of Virginia, who athletically nothing crazy, but that 99 spec catch. I'm sure he's going to make a couple highlight reel plays for us on the offensive side of the ball. We want to see more development at a Desmond Ridder. I think we're going to be trying to chase a dev trade for Desmond Ridder. Given that he got 32 touchdowns, 5 picks, I think last season. That's right on the threshold of earning a dev trade based off of your stats, and he's still young enough. But we need that dev trade to pick up the pace. He is only a 75 overall. He's 25, so you're starting to get that race against time. Like, is he going to snowball into that big time type quarterback? Only time will tell. On the defensive side, this is where we have a little bit of change. Nance, our 1st round pick, is going to get the start at defensive end. We have Jordan Brooks, our lone free agency signing, along Troy Anderson in the middle of the field. Austin, that 6'5" corner, he's going to be a developmental player for us. And I think he'll come push the shove when whoever's up next. It's probably going to be Hughes that we need to pay. He'll probably be able to jump up the depth chart there just a little bit. But optimism is high that at worst, we're not going to be bipolar and go from 14, 15, whatever it was, wins to like 7. I think we've set a pace. Double digits is the goal every year from here on out, years 2 through 5. We have our first breakout scenario here of year 2. It is Richie Grant making a jump to superstar is his goal as we look back to get to winning ways against Philadelphia. And 2-3, a little disappointing considering it was week 12 or 13 by the time we had 3 losses last year. We do beat the Eagles, which might be a little bit upset. Pulls us within 1 game back of the Panthers for the lead here. Did Richie Grant get it? He does! Let's go, superstar dev Richie Grant. And the hidden dev wide receiver we got, 99 spec catch. That's a good dev trait for all of our first 3 picks. The 3 picks we felt the most confident with. The guy that doesn't even get a moment to hear his name called in this rebuild is one of the best wide receivers we've drafted so far here in Madden 24. At the midway point, 6-6. We have, our offense still, the points are off, but we still have top 10 offense, which was in line with where we were last year, one of the best offense, but the defense last year was very good. And I guess Calais Campbell was that important. We have $51 million. We got Drake London 5th-year option, which we will pick up in the offseason. We have Drew, no one wants to resign. That's cool. All right, up first, AJ Terrell. We're going to start with just player friendly, see if that's enough. And it is. We have Richie Grant, who just went up depth chart. We'll give him player friendly. He wants a little bit more. Man, Lorenzo Carter went up dev trade. I feel like we could do better. Let's just see. If he takes neutral, we continue to develop him. He needs more money. All right. Drew Dalman at center. You run your lineman into the ground. I want this guy for the remainder of the rebuild. He's probably going to be like 85 when all is said and done. So we'll get him locked in. We'll give Richie Grant a little bit more money. We'll probably wait and see with Lorenzo Carter and the fact that he already stuck his nose up at our offer. Let's see if he can repeat. He had 9.5 sacks, I think it was last year. If you can get that again, I'll have no problem paying before the open market hits. So we'll just prioritize our new superstar safety as our last in-season signing. And we got the final game of the season, Week 18 against the division-leading Panthers. We might have a shot. If we can get this to 9-8, a chance to salvage a season. But even if we find a way to make, we go 8-9. I don't even know if that would have 9-8 would have got us in the playoffs. It might have. And I thought we were like, where's this discrepancy coming from? I'm assuming Bijan still dominated. We had a really good rushing offense. Our defense fell off a freaking cliff. Desmond Ridder still in line, really. Interceptions doubled. That is not what you want to see. But touchdowns in the ballpark, yards in the ballpark. Bijan, yards in the ballpark. Touchdowns fell off, though, a little bit. 17 posts from Avery Williams. That's a little rough. 1,000 yards, Drake London. Duvernay was solid. Respectable season from Kyle Pitts. Probably enough to keep that dev trade. And our new superstar corner. It's our fourth option. Respectable numbers. Probably all those are one-handed catches. Jordan Brooks goes over 100 tackles. We got 9.5 sacks. Grady Jarrett. Not enough at all to warrant repaying Lorenzo Carter. 3 picks. A.J. Terrell leading the team yearly awards. Joe Burrow wins the MVP. And let's see, do we have any Falcon Award winners? Hayward, runner-up for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Nance, third place, Defensive Rookie of the Year. We do get Lineman of the Year. Hey, shout out Chris Lindstrom, which that could potentially lead a superstar dev. Does that really matter a whole lot at this point, especially for a guard? Probably not, but the more gold you got on offense, the better it makes you feel inside. Year 2, disappointing. Very disappointing. Do we have a couple pick-me-ups in terms of dev traits? Because your 2 dev traits could still make a difference. So Hayward, superstar. Duvernay loses his superstar they gained last year. We get Lindstrom winning Lineman of the Year, goes up superstar, which might help him hit 99 overall when all is said and done, which could be I8. No dev trait for Desmond Ridder on the defense. Richie Grant lost his superstar. That was quick. And Mike Hughes, for some reason, gained a dev trait. This year never happened. Year 3 is... we just go from year 1 to year 3. I want you guys to experience firsthand the disappointment of Madden free agency classes. Let's look and see what we might want to try to improve. If there's a right tackle, that could be cool. If there's going to be a big-time tackle. On the defense, definitely would be open to investing nose tackle, a big-time defensive end. I think we need an edge rusher, outside linebacker. I feel good about our corner room. I think, so that's what we're looking for. So you always, think and you want to be cautiously optimistic. It's like, oh, yeah, man, we're going to at least get one of these things that we're looking for. Well, let's go see. We are looking for tackle. We have, Willis is actually not brutal. But is that enough? Because I know Caleb McGarry got paid, so his contract's kind of expensive. So not good enough for me to upgrade there. Now I need a 3-4 defensive end or nose tackle, and we got absolutely nothing. What about just an edge? What about an edge? We got okay. That's a lot of money. How many sacks you have last year? You got a dev trait. Did you have double digit? Is this real for me to give you that amount of money? So you want me to pay you after you had 1 sack last season. You're looking for $70 million. We're not picking high enough to get probably a better edge. This is going to be our best shot. And he picks the Bears. I hope you ruin your career, honestly. Hope you have questionable off-field decisions. You end up on TMZ, and you never play another down in the league. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. So with pick 14 of the 2025 NFL Draft, we are, pretty much everything we talked about. Looking at free agency. Tackle, which Kevin Walton looks double A, double B, but double B in the real, you want that inverse just a little bit there. 3 A's on Mike Chapman. Looks actually like a lot of good tackles on the board. Double A there on Spitzer. But I do think we want to shift. We need a pass rush. We either need a pass rush or a nose tackle. Pass rush wasn't the biggest hit. We have Steven Armstrong here at D tackle, 6'2", 215, 3 Bs. Elite acceleration, great speed, great strength. Pretty interesting. However, we got 2 pass rushers on the board, and I think that is a gigantic need. Now, we didn't get to fully scout these guys, so we got to try to decipher who's going to be that. Stephen Bain has great acceleration, good strength, good speed, and A pursuit. We also have A pursuit on Hayes, 6'6", 261. B block shed, so we have a little bit more information because, well, he's 6'6". As soon as I saw he had elite strength, great. That's our guy right here. And give me a dev, man. Fuck. What am I gonna do? All right, next most available is our potential Caleb McGarry replacement. Riley Spitzer, double A and a B. Just elite change direction. Elite. Do you have a dev? Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, we get that nose tackle cheese. 334. Only reason why I drafted you. Thanks for the dev. So overall, I felt better about the first draft than I did this draft, but we have 2 dev traits versus 1, even though last year we ended up getting a superstar, which is pretty good. What is this pass rush though? We got Hayes, even though there's no dev, 75 is probably the threshold, like for a first round pick, no dev, for me not to be just totally bummed out, because obviously he can chase a Rookie of the Year award, which could bump him up, and that's a hell of a specimen right there. 6'6". 84 speed, 88 acceleration, 82 pursuit, 80 power move, 84 strength. Really surprised, no dev trait on him. Spitz the tackle, though, did pop with a dev. 74 hidden dev. Might not play right away, but could be a cost measure eventually, unless you want to get a little bit cheaper there. We got a 69 corner, 71 nose tackle. John Windsor with a dev. Might have an opportunity to challenge for that D tackle spot. Nose tackle, 94 strength. Just a hoss in the middle. Year 3, offense, ready to run it back. Maybe even more of an elevated role from our superstar spec catch machine, Hayward. But want to see Desmond Ridder continue to push the envelope in terms of his development, his growth. It's kind of do or die. Quarterbacks start to slow down, 27, 28. And it's kind of like, are you going to make the call here, buddy? Are you going to be that guy that's going to elevate? You going to be that guy that can bring us to a Super Bowl? Or are you just going to kind of be that, like, middle of the park quarterback, and that face right there is the face of the man that's going to have our first rebuild that doesn't end up in a Super Bowl. Defensively, kind of, more of the same. We'll actually bump Windsor up the depth chart here just a little bit. Hayes, first round pick, no dev. Really want to see him get Defensive Rookie of the Year so we can get him up to a star and start building him in to a premier pass rusher, because the skill set is definitely there. I would, I hate having a bummer of a pick like that where you're just not over the moon about their dev trade and maybe what their potential ceiling could be. It's not like we just rolled a superstar or an X Factor, because we rolled a superstar or an X Factor with his athletic profile. I'd be here saying, well, here we go. This is going to be the guy that gets us 15 sacks a season. So big-time expectations here in year 3. I'm looking for Hayes. I'm looking at Desmond Ridder. Those are the 2 guys I want to see step up, as well as the whole team just, what happened year 1 to year 2? Can we get back to that year 1 mode, please? By the way, point of year number 3, and still kind of mixed bag to be 500. The Panthers are 8-1. It's like they got our role in this rebuild. Somehow, magically, our success has gone to the Panthers. But we have back-to-back player of the weeks for Desmond Ridder. 300 yards, 4 tutties. Week 8, 200 yards, 4 tutties. Week 9. Not bad. On a win streak here, feeling pretty good. Let's take a look at some contracts. Ooh. We got Kyle Pitts, give him player friendly. Appreciate it. X Factor, you ain't going nowhere. It is kind of like that line in the sand. Do we pay him or not? Yeah, Grady Jarrett, we'll get him on a 2-year. Keep the veteran here. We definitely want to keep Ed Bicchetti as well. Much as I like Troy Anderson, I don't know. I don't think it's really working there, unfortunately. Bijan, 5th-year option. We'll pick that up, no problem. What's he looking for here? Troy Anderson. I mean, that's complete. Like $9 million for 3 years, easy. we'll be able to come to terms with Ebiketie, and I think for Desmond Ridder, you know, we're 4-4 right now. You get us to the playoffs, we can reevaluate. We finish out year 3 with a respectable 11-6 record, top 10 offense, close to a top 10 defense, so much more in line with what we were able to achieve year 1 than year 2. So it's, you know, we're feeling it, and oh geez, I got to turn on the auto spin there. That's, you know, we would have maybe we'd have even more if Bijan sitting on 4 skill points. Jesus, second leading rusher in the NFL, 1,700 yards, 16 touchdowns. Bijan Robinson, needed him to be a superstar. Exactly what we got. We got Desmond Ridder, 15th, top 10 in tutty. I mean, again, that's pretty much what we got year 1. And if that's I can take that as our baseline. I can definitely take that. 1,700 yards, 16 touchdowns. Bijan, 11-11 for Drake London. Duvernay solid. Kyle Pitts, almost 10 touchdowns. Like seeing that. Defensively, Brooks and Anderson over 100 tackles. Sacks are off. No, that's not going to be Defensive Rookie of the Year for our first round pick. Absolute bummer. Makes us now, I'll say right now, I'm definitely at a spot in this rebuild. I want to be aggressive in the draft. If we can find a guy, be it this year, be it next year, be it, hell, even going into year 5, you know, I'm willing to sell a couple future picks to get after that. Desmond Ridder comes top 10 in MVP, so I think he's kind of answered the question whether or not we're going to pay him or not. Bijan Robinson, runner-up for Offensive Player of the Year. Desmond Ridder wins. Oh, man, that price is gone. We fucked that up. That's just whatever it's going to be. It's going to be annoying because it was $65 million. If we just bit the bullet when we were looking mid-season, I don't even want to think what it's going to be. But can you get a playoff victory? We have a below 500 San Francisco 49er team here, and our 3rd of 5, and we get the dub. Let's go. And now it's the battle of the NFC South in the playoffs. We had a player of the week who did their thing against the Niners. It was Desmond Ridder. 4 touchdowns. Did have an interception, but focus on the positives of that one. And we get an opportunity to prove that we are truly the best team in the NFC South. What do they got for the Panthers? Top 3 offense, top 2. God damn. All right, Panthers, 3rd best offense in the NFL, 2nd best defense. That is quite a team. Not enough for us. What happened in this one? I'd be throwing a fit if I was a Panther fan. If I was doing this was a Panther rebuild on the other foot. Ridder didn't play his best game. 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Bijan, 97 yards. Kyle Pitts, 2 tutties. Bijan with a receiving touchdown. Ebiketie, sack and a half. Interception from Clark Phillips. And it puts the Atlanta Falcons, year 3 of this 5-year rebuild, in the NFC Championship game against the Philadelphia Eagles. What is this, 2004? Is Brian Dawkins going to line up Algie Crumpler and make one of the most iconic hits in NFL history? And the Atlanta... fall a game short. 1 point. The Eagles, and they got 18 in the 4th. That is certainly a way to lose a game. Neither quarterback played their best game. Jalen Hurts, 2 interceptions. Bijan was held in check. A.J. Terrell, 2 picks. You love seeing that. We got some, Grady Jarrett sack. All right, we got 2 years left to try to win this Super Bowl. I feel like at least our team's trending in the right direction. Now let's go pay Desmond Ridder. Damn, Eagles didn't even win. Come on. I don't know if dev traits... That's actually an interesting question. Does anybody know? Can anybody answer? Do you think dev traits increase? Like, this would be the experiment. Would a dev trait make it more expensive to re-sign a player? Like, would they cost more money just because they would... I don't know if that's true. I would say no. Just for how free agency sometimes will break out, especially when you see like a UDFA that falls through. Like, you could still get them for like bargain bin. There's no feels like there's any weight whatsoever. The fact they have a dev trait, either way, Desmond Ridder did not go up to a superstar. I was worried that he might go up to superstar. And I like to just think somehow in my brain that that's going to make him cheaper, which is unlikely to be the case. Defensively, no dev traits up or down, which, that's a little bit of a wet fart going into, year 4. That's when you want to start seeing your guys start to pop off. You want to start seeing lots of gold, maybe a little bit more red sprinkled in on offense and on defense. And we're still kind of just stuck with Kyle Pitts and Bijan Robinson, but that's still pretty 2 guys to be stuck with. We're going to pick up the 5th-year option on Bijan. And we're going to have to pay, oh my God, it went from $65 million, 213. Other free agency where it's 50 million bucks, I'm willing to spend if there's someone worth spending on. And we got a lot of special teamers, a lot of guys that are 30, a lot of guys that just wouldn't move the needle on our team. To follow up a lackluster free agent period, no one really worth, a bunch of pick trade-ups. So, then we'll get a better role next year. Trying to understand like, where the hell I need to go in the draft. I think tackle. I think Jake Matthews probably going to retire. Clock is burning here. Looks like best player available is not. Oof. Double A, double B at tackle. Double A, double C. Is that going to be better? Let's see. Unless this guy's like a freak athlete, elite everything. He has elite agility, elite change of direction. But, I mean, when we're trying to figure out how are we going to get to the next level, and I mean, we'll just go with the better grades. Fuck, man. We're not drafting well here. Too many normal devs, not enough game changers. Free agency sucks. Damn it. I just set my board. With that, I mean, we fell for the letter grades of the guard. But I think this would have been with the idea that if a player becomes available that is worth trading up for, we're going to be aggressive and go do so. We probably should have just traded this first-round pick for a future first-round pick. And just worm burner of a... Just a worm burner, you know what I'm saying? You play soccer, get a worm burner, you don't get to make all the connection you're looking for on a kick. It just ends up like dribbling. It's kind of where we're at with this draft, man. God, what was the other tackle? I guess. Can I find out what that is? The other tackle was a slightly better athlete. He probably went second round. Where's he at? Right tackle. Byron Sherman goes 71. I mean, hey, either way, I would have been unhappy with the pick. So I guess that makes me more happy. All right, head of your four. Power is starting to flicker, so you see this. You might not see this video till like Tuesday. But if you're seeing this Saturday, it means everything worked out. We somehow were able to get it up to you guys. And can we get, like, I don't know, 2,000 likes for a freaking hurricane episode of a Madden 24 rebuild? Look at our squad going into year 4. We have now a $260 million start of quarterback. That's something we've decided on. Spitcher's going to start at right tackle. Our successor, the Caleb McGarry. Everything else on the offense is running it back the exact same. Luckily, Bijan's been absolutely incredible. On the defensive side, yep, same guys, and we're hoping for a different result. I mean, they weren't bad last year, though. They were solid defense. Let's build off of that. Midway point of year 4, we're 5-1. Coming off a weekly award-winning performance from Jordan Brooks, middle linebacker, 50 tackles. Before we talk about contracts and who's going to make it the full 5 years of this rebuild, we got a gigantic matchup here between the Kansas City Chiefs, and we get to see who the true cheese is right now, because I still think it's fair, given our roster, with how many wins we've got, who the king of cheese is. And, Kansas City's still pretty good. Looking at our contracts, 82 mil. That's our quote. That's our rate. We'll go Jesse Bates 4 years. We got Drake London. We'll hit him 4 years, 57 mil. He's been kind of a consistent 1,000-yard guy for us. Clark Phillips, who got the rare dev trade off training camp. We'll keep him in. We got Matt Bergeron, the Canadian. I just can't let him walk. And hell, there might even be a shot. Like if Jake Matthews retires, I might kick him to left tackle. Everybody else, I mean, actually, Jake Matthews is set to dip. Maybe we can get someone on the open market. Younghoe Koo, come on, we can't let our superstar kicker walk. All right, I think we're in a good spot. And there we go, baby, back where we need to be. 13-4, number 3 offense, number 1 rushing offense, number 1 rushing defense. Bijan, number 1 running back. NFL, 1,987 yards, 18 touchdowns. You know, if one guy, and Ritter, best season of his career. 3,600 yards. You know, I don't know. He's clearly not going to be like a 4,000 yard guy, but 36 touchdowns, 8 picks. That's justifying the price tag. Almost 2,000 for Bijan. He might be MVP. All of a sudden, Kyle Pitts, 13 touchdowns. Duvernay was solid. Drake London going over 1,000. Anderson Brooks, 100-yard tackler. 100 total tacklers. Ebiketie, 8.5 sacks. 8 for Grady Jarrett. 7 Hayes. All right. Let's go. The underwhelming pick is starting to play a little bit better. Clark Phillips, 2 interceptions. MVP goes to Dak Prescott with Desmond Ridder at number 9. That feels kind of slap in the face. Arthur Smith, runner-up for Coach of the Year. Bijan, running back of the year. Chris Lindstrom, lineman of the year. That's the second time he has won that in this rebuild. Not a lot of individual awards, but we're starting to sweat here a little bit because we have 2 seasons to try to win a Super Bowl. Why not now? We are the 1 seed. Feels like a pretty good shot, and we have the Carolina Panthers meeting them in the playoffs again. But I guess technically we are the home team. Does that matter? Does that matter? I don't know. I don't even know if this sim or going in and playing the moment sim is the best sim. Okay? Never found a consensus, but we were able to handle business against Carolina. Continue our dominance there. Bijan Robinson, 133 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Threw in a receiving touchdown. And we are in the conference championship game against the New York Football Giants, 12-5. And under the hood, yep, solid. Number 6 offense in the NFL. Number 4 rushing offense. Saquon. This is Saquon versus Bijan Robinson, right? Clearly, they have a very good pass defense. Number 2 in the league. We have a very good run defense. Number 1 in the league. I'd say they're good enough that, like, if we lose this one, I'm not gonna be too fussy about it. And we lost. We won. We're going to see some Bird Super Bowl. Falcons, Ravens. Desmond Ridder. Not a spectacular game by any means, but protected the football, no turnovers, 267 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and in year 4 of the 5-year rebuild, Bijan Robinson, Desmond Ridder, and the Atlanta Falcons have their first opportunity at winning a Super Bowl, bringing a Super Bowl title to the city of Atlanta, and it is against the 11-6 Lamar Jackson-led Ravens. And you know we got to play the bonus. I don't know. No one's ever given me, like, concrete evidence that, like, one sim is better than the other sim for, like, keeping it real. So let's see, man. It's going to be tough. Ravens are pretty good. They're like one of those outsider cheese teams where, you know, they're pretty good. But we're the cheese team in this matchup. It needs to be said. Atlanta is the team that the sim tends to favor. But, hey, Baltimore closed the first half out there with a couple scores, a couple punts from the Falcons. Get the touchdown to cut it to 3. Oh, get a stop here. Get a stop. We get a punt. How about just one play? How about just one play to Kyle Pitts? How about one play to Kyle Pitts? How about just one play to Kyle Pitts? That's all I want. I'm not going to be greedy. Just give me one play to Kyle Pitts. Young Wei Koo makes the kick. Overtime. Just give me one more play to Kyle Pitts. Okay. That'll be my one play. Hands off. Put him in a spot. They kick a field goal. The Baltimore probably goes down and scores. I can live with this win, though, if we win. Only 2 plays. Come on, fellas. Streak's alive. Streak is alive, baby! Every Madden 24 rebuild has yielded a Super Bowl, and we still have one additional year here with Atlanta to try to do the damn thing. I will say, because we had, Even if it was just, obviously a huge touchdown. I mean, even if it was just the biggest play of the game that we had control over. If we make the Super Bowl next year, which is still a big if, I won't touch it. Because I want to see if we can get an organic, authentic, straight sim Super Bowl, which are always the more prized ones. Even though I honestly think most people would rather see me hop in and do a little bit more gameplay, it still is, it still is what it is. When, if I didn't come in and throw that touchdown on Kyle Pitts, do we win? Probably not. But that is what it matters right there. Desmond Ridder, $216 million quarterback, hoisting up the Lombardi. And let's all run it back again as long as the power stays on here. For one more Super Bowl. 5 touchdowns, Lamar. 5 touchdowns, Desmond Ridder. An all-time classic Super Bowl MVP. Clearly Desmond Ridder. We let Jake Matthews walk, and it just so happens the top available free agent is a left tackle. So we are going to throw... I want to throw a gigantic bid on Ronnie Stanley. Let's give him our best shot here. Give you 13. I'll go up to 13. I'll give you 13 and 16. No one's beating that. 3 years, 87 mil. What else? $37 million left. I mean, we don't need... Use an edge rusher. Let's look at our devs, actually. Lost in the dust of winning the Super Bowl. What does our roster look like? We had some pretty big performers on both sides of the football. Offensively, no devs. Defensively, Hayes did not go up there. I thought he had a solid season. AJ Terrell lost his superstar, so we only kind of went in the wrong direction now. But the addition of Ronnie Stanley at left tackle has us going into a draft where, maybe a third corner, maybe a pass rusher if there's a good one. So, quickly look at the draft. I mean, I'm down just to make a dumb trade. Third corner. We got Byron Basley, 6'1", 207 out of West Virginia. 3 Bs and an A, elite, speed and jumping, 4.35. That is pretty good. Pretty good, if I do say. What do we got a pass rush here? Double A's here on Trevor Colbert, North Carolina State. No remotely redeeming athletic traits. Speed rusher Marcus Gentry out of Wisconsin. A pursuit beat. Like, who's going to help us win another Super Bowl? Definitely a lot better athlete, but only elite jumping. Great speed. You'd love to see, like, elite acceleration on one of these pass rushers here. Then the top, Bryson Dillard. A finesse move beat. Double C. Kind of underwhelming. Pretty good athlete, though. Great acceleration, great agility, great speed, good strength. Ran a 4.6. He's pretty good. I mean, what do we got here? What's this pass rush? That's probably the best pass rusher. What is that corner going? How far do I need to trade up? Dillard is the first overall pick. I'm not seeing a guy that's good enough to trade up, but where is that corner going? I think we're going to go get him. So we called out the Tennessee Titans for pick 15. They want... Done. You want a bunch of picks that I'm not even going to remotely use? We're going to do that so that we can leapfrog the LA Chargers and draft what looks to be a very good corner at pick 15. Hopefully he's still on the board. Nothing crazy happened. I don't think I was looking at the wrong mock draft. He's still there. Byron Basley. But given how we've drafted this rebuild, he's going to be a normal dev. Oh, there we go. We break the curse going into year 5. Hey, take a little sneaky boo at the draft. Ooh, okay. We got Merriweather, 76. Hidden dev guard in the second round. Byron Basley, 77. Hidden dev in the first round. Pretty good athlete. 82 man coverage. We are a man defense. Just out of curiosity, Dillard, who went first, 80 overall quarterback. Nice with Dillard, 80 over. I did not see an 80 overall player there. Happy that my Cardinals, our Cardinals, got an 80 overall. I did not. That's one of those things, like, that's a learning moment. I would have guessed this guy would have been 77, but hey, 70, 80 superstar, that would have been worth whatever haul it would have been to jump up and get it, but I'm really happy with our corner. All right, we lost power back. I can't turn the lights back on the Hurts jersey. I hope I didn't just fry, but we're finishing this goddamn video, man. That's my commitment to you guys, because pretty windy. I feel like I'm not going to have power. Well, C4, old C4 had to go to Costco and pick up a 10,000 watt generator. But I don't trust it enough to run my PC or anything crazy like that. So it might be a minute till you see me. So let's make this a good one. Year 5, Atlanta looking to run it back for another Super Bowl title. We added big old Ronnie Stanley at left tackle. That is a huge get. Offensive line has not looked better. 99 Kyle Pitts, X Factor. 99 Bijan Robinson. Drake London up to a 94. Hayward somehow not losing his dev trait, which is a win. And Desmond Ridder has coming off his best season, coming off a Super Bowl MVP season, which is all great. Defensively, we're gonna definitely bump Basley up the depth chart here a little bit. Honestly, it's just for perspective. He's gonna be on the outside with Phillips there in the slot. We finally got some pressure at the quarterback. So Troy Anderson making the whole rebuild. He's been serviceable to say the least. Let's go run it back, man. Let's get through this before I lose power again. And in year 5, we go 13-4. Another NFC South title for your Atlanta Falcons. Number 3 offense in the NFL. Top 10 defense in the NFL. Big picture, Bijan Robinson, the second leading rusher in the NFL, just behind Jonathan Taylor. And I mean, JT's a beast. That's nothing to hang your head around. Desmond Ridder goes over 30 touchdowns, which, again, Madden 24, we're going to alter expectations a little bit. That's really good. Bijan was incredible. No 1,000-yard receivers, but respectable seasons across the board. Troy Anderson, leading tackler. I love seeing him being able to get a little bit there. Grady Jarrett, his best pass rushing season of the rebuild, aging like a fine wine. 13 TFLs, 9 sacks. The rookie, Byron Basley. What's the dev trade on him? Did we trade up? Wasn't a great trade, but those picks mean nothing to us, right? Those picks are absolutely nothing. Before we get into our playoff run, let's take a look at the career stats, what these guys have achieved here today in this rebuild. Desmond Ridder finishes with 19,000 yards passing, 161 touchdowns to 39 picks. We got 8,800 yards, 81 touchdowns. Bijan, I mean, he's going in the hall. At this rate, a record-setting pace for Bijan Robinson, who has everything that we need him to be in this rebuild. Let's be honest. You rebuild the Atlanta Falcons in Madden 24, you want this guy to be your guy. You want him to live up to the expectations, and that's exactly what he's been able to do here today. He's the most complete running back in all of football. 5,800 yards, 42 tutties for Drake London. We'll round that up to 5,600 yards for Kyle Pitts, 47 touchdowns. Duvernay was solid, good trade. Drafting Hayward, a superstar, is always pretty fun. Defensively, I mean, in terms of homegrown talent, Grady Jarrett, 640 tackles, over 600 for Troy Anderson. We got 67 sacks from Grady Jarrett, 36.5 for Arnold Ebiketie, and 21 picks for Bates, 16 for A.J. Terrell. So pretty decent numbers across the board. But obviously, you can't look too much past Bijan Robinson and what he's been able to do in this video as the belle of the ball. He is the stud. He is the star. And our playoff journey starts with a victory over the New Orleans Saints. A defeat for the Saints, proving that we are just really the S-tier team in the NFC South. And in the division round, we're going to be taking on the 13-4 New York Giants. That's a legit good record. Almost a top 10 offense, top 10 defense, solid team, but they're not us. They are not us. They got Saquon versus Bijan. We met them last year, and we are just cooking right now, fellas. We got Green Bay, Jordan Love, Offensive Player of the Week. Troy Anderson, love seeing him get Defensive Player of the Week with 12 tackles and a sack in the division round, but that is setting up a very nice NFC Championship game. Now, record-wise, 8-8 overall. They belong in this game. But 9-8. 9-8, really? Top 10 offense, pretty good. But I feel confident, man, we're going to be able to make it back-to-back Super Bowls. Exactly what we did. Exactly what we were able to do. Desmond Ridder, 230, 3 touchdowns, and now it's hands off. It's hands off. We're going to sit back and watch this one. If our team's good enough in the sim to win a Super Bowl, that'll exactly what we do. The Raiders, however, look very, very good given those 2 performances, Josh Jacobs, Max Crosby. And yeah, they're pretty good. Number 6 offense overall, number 4 rushing offense, number 2 defense overall with the number 1 rushing defense. To try to take away Bijan Robinson, statistically speaking, they might have the best shot out of any team in the NFL, but we're looking to make it 2 Super Bowls here for Atlanta, building a little bit of a mini dynasty. Let's go, baby. Hands off, Super Bowl. Heads off. We're just going to chill. Opening drive, Atlanta up 7-zip. That run defense ain't shit. And we have to hold them to a field goal. We go down the field. We go field goal. Young Wei Koo. We paid him for a reason. We pay him not to miss. Anytime we have a field goal, we need 3 going up on the board. 4th down, we actually go for it. Kind of in that purgatory zone. Too long for a field goal. Too close to not. We settle for a field goal. We get the nice little touchdown. Over the second half. Up 10 going into the 4th. Vegas scores a touchdown there early 4th. We trade right back. Give me my goddamn Super Bowl. Give me another one. Oh my God. Every time we score, they score. Multiple instant tutty cheese going on in that matchup. But in the end, we get double. We get the doubleheader. 2-piece. The power is staying on. Hopefully enough for me to edit this video and upload it to YouTube. But if not, whenever you guys see this banger, man. Certified banger. 2 Super Bowls to wrap this one up. We're going to let them celebrate here as we get through the outro here. So as always, fellas, let me know in the comment section below what team you want to see next. I was very close today to rebuilding the New York Giants. And then after my Philadelphia Eagles beat up on the Minnesota Vikings, I saw a lot of Viking fans. So, those are kind of the 2 teams I'm leaning right now, Giants and Vikings. But if there's another team that you think out there that should leapfrog to the top of the line here and be our next team to rebuild, make sure you let me know in the comment section below. If it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. I would very much appreciate it. It's 2 a.m. in the morning, hurricane going on outside. I'm trying my best to keep the content coming out to you guys on this weekend. So if you do appreciate it, all I ask is, help out the channel just a little bit with the old YouTube algorithm. And that'll do it for me today, guys. Hopefully, hurricane, no damage to the house, power's back on before you know it, and we can get back up to a regular upload schedule. But if things look a little different in the next couple days, I did my part. I told you guys kind of what's going on. We're all good. We're going to try to survive. And that'll do it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. As always, until next time, it's your boy C4. Saying peace out, love ya. Have a good one.